What really happened behind the silence? And why did Jungkook finally speak now? Was this apology a hidden message, a final confession, or something far more emotional than anyone expected? Before you continue, ask yourself this: are you ready to hear what he actually said, and what it might mean for ARMY around the world? If you've ever supported him, if you've ever felt connected to his voice, this moment might change everything you thought you knew. Don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe, because what you're about to read isn't just news. It's a moment that has left millions shaken, questioning, and deeply emotional. The atmosphere online shifted almost instantly, like a quiet ripple turning into a massive wave, when Jungkook's message surfaced. At first, it didn't seem unusual. Fans are used to updates, casual posts, or even emotional reflections. But this felt different. There was a tone, subtle yet heavy, that made people pause. Why now? Why like this? And most importantly, why did it sound like an apology? ARMY members across platforms began noticing small details. The wording, the timing, the emotion behind each sentence. It wasn't dramatic, yet it carried weight. It wasn't loud, yet it echoed everywhere. And slowly, the realization started to settle in. This wasn't just another message. This was something personal, something that had been building up for a long time. As translations spread and interpretations poured in, one thing became clear. Jungkook wasn't just speaking casually. He was addressing something deeper, something that had affected both him and the fans. His words felt like a bridge between his inner world and the millions who have supported him for years. But what exactly was he apologizing for? Some believed it was about distance, the emotional gap that sometimes forms between idols and fans. Others thought it might be tied to recent changes, decisions, or moments that had sparked speculation. There were whispers, theories, and emotional reactions flooding every corner of the fandom. But beyond all the noise, one truth stood out. This message felt real. There was a vulnerability in his tone that fans don't often get to see. Not because he hides it, but because moments like this are rare. He spoke in a way that felt direct, almost as if he was sitting across from each fan individually, trying to explain something that words could barely contain. And that's what made it so powerful. ARMY began sharing their own feelings. Some expressed sadness, others confusion, and many simply said they were proud of him for speaking honestly. But beneath all of that was a shared emotion, a kind of quiet heartbreak mixed with understanding. Because when someone you admire opens up like this, it doesn't just stay on the surface. It reaches deeper. What made the situation even more intense was the timing. Why now? Why after everything that has happened recently? Was this planned? Or was it something he felt he could no longer hold in? These questions didn't have clear answers, and that uncertainty only added to the emotional weight of the moment. As the hours passed, more fans began revisiting his past messages, performances, and even small gestures, trying to connect the dots. Was there a clue hidden somewhere? A sign that this had been coming? Some believed there were hints. Subtle changes in tone, moments of reflection, or even expressions that now seemed more meaningful in hindsight. And yet, despite all the speculation, the core of the situation remained simple and deeply human. Jungkook expressed something genuine, something that didn't feel scripted or filtered. It felt like a moment where the line between idol and person disappeared, even if just for a while. For many fans, that was both comforting and painful. Comforting because it showed trust, he chose to share this with them. Painful because it revealed that even someone who seems strong and confident can carry unseen burdens. And when those burdens finally surface, they don't just affect one person. They ripple outward. The emotional reactions continued to grow. Videos, edits, and heartfelt messages began appearing everywhere. Some fans shared how his words made them cry. Others said it reminded them of their own struggles. And many simply said they wanted him to know that he doesn't have to apologize for being human. But that brings up another question: why did he feel the need to apologize in the first place? Was it guilt? Pressure? A sense of responsibility that comes with being in the spotlight? Or was it something more personal, something only he truly understands? The answer isn't clear, and maybe it doesn't need to be. Because sometimes the act of expressing those feelings is more important than explaining them. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is certain. This moment has left a lasting impact. Not because of drama or controversy, but because of honesty. In a world where everything can feel curated and controlled, a moment like this stands out. And perhaps that's why it resonates so deeply. Because at the end of the day, beyond the fame, beyond the performances, beyond the global success, there's a person who felt the need to say, "I'm sorry." And millions of people who responded not with anger, but with understanding. So what happens next? Will this moment change anything moving forward? Will it bring fans closer? Or leave them with more questions? And most importantly, how will Jungkook feel after finally saying what he needed to say? Those answers may take time. But for now, one thing is clear. ARMY isn't just listening. They're feeling every word. And as the silence after his message slowly settled, something unexpected began to happen. Something that no one could have predicted so quickly. Instead of fading, the moment grew louder, deeper, more intense. It wasn't just a passing wave of emotion. It became a shared experience, almost like a collective heartbeat echoing across millions of fans who were all trying to process the same feeling at the same time. What did he really mean? And why did it feel like there was still something left unsaid? As fans continued to reread the words of Jungkook, they began noticing layers that weren't obvious at first glance. The pauses between sentences, the way certain phrases were structured, even the emotions implied rather than directly stated. All of it created a sense that this message wasn't simple. It wasn't just an apology. It was something heavier, something that carried fragments of thoughts he may not have fully expressed. Some fans started asking questions that quickly spread across discussions. Was he apologizing for something specific that happened recently? Or was this about a longer journey, something that had been building silently over months, maybe even years? Could it be tied to the pressure of expectations, the weight of always needing to be strong, always needing to be perfect? And then came another realization that hit even harder. What if this apology wasn't just about what happened, but about how he feels inside? That thought alone changed everything. Because suddenly, this wasn't about a single moment or a single decision. It became about understanding the emotional world of someone who has lived under constant attention for years. Someone who has grown, changed, struggled, and evolved, all while being watched, supported, and sometimes misunderstood. Fans within ARMY began sharing deeper reflections. Many admitted that they had never truly considered how heavy that responsibility could feel. Supporting millions of people, representing something bigger than yourself, and still trying to hold on to your own identity. It's not something easily explained. And maybe that's why the apology felt so raw. Because it didn't sound like it came from a place of obligation. It sounded like it came from a place of honesty. There were fans who said they felt a sense of guilt after reading his message. Not because they had done anything wrong, but because it made them realize how often idols are expected to carry emotions quietly. To smile, to perform, to reassure, without always having the space to be vulnerable in return. Others reacted differently. They felt protective. They wanted him to know that he doesn't owe anyone perfection. That being human, making choices, feeling uncertain, those are things that don't require an apology. But even within those supportive messages, there was still a lingering question that no one could fully answer. What exactly was he trying to tell us between the lines? Some began revisiting older moments, interviews, live streams, even small comments that once seemed casual. And now, with this new perspective, those moments felt different. As if they carried hints, subtle signs that something deeper had always been there, waiting to be understood. Was this message a continuation of something he had been trying to express before? Or was it the beginning of something new? The uncertainty only made the emotional impact stronger. And then came the most unexpected reaction of all. Instead of asking for more explanations, many fans chose something else. They chose to listen. Not just to the words but to the feeling behind them. They stopped trying to solve the message like a puzzle and instead accepted it as it was. A moment of vulnerability, shared openly without filters. And in doing so, something shifted. The connection felt more real than ever. Because sometimes, understanding doesn't come from having all the answers. Sometimes it comes from simply being present. Still, the curiosity didn't disappear. If anything, it grew in a quieter, more thoughtful way. Fans began wondering what this moment might mean for the future. Would this openness continue? Would it lead to more honest conversations? Or would it remain a rare glimpse into something deeply personal? And perhaps the most emotional question of all, did he feel relieved after saying it? Because behind every apology, there's often a weight that comes with it. A tension between wanting to be understood and fearing that you might not be. And for someone in his position, that tension can be even stronger. Yet despite all the questions, one thing became increasingly clear. This moment wasn't about distance. It was about closeness. A kind of closeness that doesn't come from constant interaction, but from genuine connection. The kind that allows someone to say, "This is how I feel," and trust that it will be received with care. And that trust was evident in the way fans responded. Messages of support continued to pour in, not as noise but as reassurance. Not as pressure but as understanding. And slowly, the emotional storm that followed his apology began to transform into something calmer, something steadier. Not less meaningful, just more grounded. But even as things began to settle, there was still one thought that lingered in the minds of many. Was this really the end of the story? Or just the beginning of something we don't fully see yet? Because if there's one thing this moment proved, it's that not everything needs to be loud to be powerful. Sometimes the quietest words carry the deepest meaning. And sometimes, an apology isn't just about saying sorry. It's about opening a door that was once closed. A door that, once opened, changes everything. And yet, even as that door stood open, inviting understanding and reflection, a new kind of tension quietly began to take shape. One that didn't come from confusion alone, but from realization. What if this wasn't just a moment of vulnerability, but a turning point? The thought lingered, subtle but persistent, as fans continued to revisit every word shared by Jungkook. There was something about the tone that refused to fade into the background. It stayed. It echoed. It made people stop in the middle of their day and think, not just about him, but about everything that surrounds the bond between an artist and the people who support them. And then came a deeper question that no one could ignore anymore. What does it really mean to apologize when millions are listening? Because an apology at that scale isn't just a sentence. It becomes a moment frozen in time, interpreted in countless ways, carried by emotions that extend far beyond the original intent. Every word matters. Every pause matters. And sometimes, even what isn't said becomes just as powerful as what is. Within ARMY, the conversations began to evolve. It was no longer just about what happened or why it happened. It became about understanding the emotional reality behind it. Fans started asking themselves difficult questions. Have we been listening enough? Have we been expecting too much? Have we truly seen him as a person, or only as an image shaped by expectations? These weren't easy questions, but they were necessary. Because moments like this don't just reveal something about the person speaking. They also reflect something back to those who are listening. And for many, that reflection was both eye-opening and emotional. There were stories shared, quiet, personal stories, about how his words resonated in unexpected ways. Fans spoke about their own experiences with pressure, with feeling like they had to meet expectations, with moments where they felt the need to apologize for simply being themselves. And suddenly, the distance between idol and fan felt smaller than ever before. It wasn't just about admiration anymore. It was about connection. Real human connection. But even within that connection, there was still a sense of mystery that refused to disappear completely. Because while the emotions were clear, the full context remained just out of reach. And maybe that was intentional. Maybe not everything needed to be explained. Maybe some things were meant to be felt rather than fully understood. Still, the curiosity persisted, gently weaving its way through every discussion, every reaction, every quiet moment of reflection. Was there something he chose not to say? Was there a part of the story that remains his alone? Or was the message complete exactly as it was, imperfect, emotional, and real? The beauty of that uncertainty is that it allowed space. Space for interpretation, space for empathy, space for growth. Instead of closing the conversation, his apology opened it in a way that felt ongoing, almost like a dialogue that doesn't need immediate answers. And perhaps that's what made it so powerful.